Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jim Nauk. I'll be your MC today. Welcome to the Mother Most Powerful Conference Series. Our August conference theme today is How to Accept God's Will When Things Do Not Go Our Way. This conference series is presented by A Call to Mary, Mediatrix of All Graces. The Church dedicates the month of August to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Our Lady asked for consecration to her Immaculate Heart when she appeared to Sister Lucia of Fatima on December 10th, 1925. The Most Holy Virgin rested her hand on Lucia's shoulder, and as she did so, she showed her a heart encircled by thorns, which she was holding in her other hand. At the same time, the child Jesus said, "Have compassion on the heart of your Most Holy Mother, covered with thorns, with which ungrateful men pierce it at every moment. And there is no one to make an act of reparation to remove them." Our Lady then said to Lucia, "Look, my daughter, at my heart, surrounded with thorns with which ungrateful men pierce me at every moment by their blasphemies and ingratitude. You at least try to console me and announce in my name that I promise to assist at the moment of death, with all the graces necessary for salvation, all those who on the first Saturday of 5 consecutive months shall confess, receive Holy Communion, recite 5 decades of the Rosary, and keep me company for 15 minutes while meditating on the 15 mysteries of the Rosary, with the intention of making reparation to me." Sister Lucia also said, "Our Lady wants everyone to wear the brown scapular. It is the sign of her consecration to her Immaculate Heart." Pope Pius XII also referred to the scapular when he stated on the 500th anniversary of St. Simon Stock receiving the scapular devotion, "Finally, may it be to them a sign of their consecration to the most Sacred Heart of the Immaculate Virgin, which in recent times have so strongly recommended. Thus, wearing the brown scapular is a most excellent way of living and daily renewing your consecration to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. It is a sign that one has decided to follow Jesus after the example of the Virgin Mary, for she always takes us to her Son." On Monday, August 13th, 1917, the day our Blessed Mother's 4th appearance at Fatima, the children, Lucia, Jacinta, and Francesco, were kidnapped, arrested, and later imprisoned by the local officials of Orum, who were atheistic and anti-clerical. They abducted the children, preventing them from going to the Covadieria for their appointed time with our Blessed Mother. Because of this, Our Lady appeared to the children a few days later in Valhinos, possibly on Wednesday the 15th, the Feast of the Assumption, or Sunday, August 19th. Asking the children to continue praying the Rosary every day and to make sacrifices for sinners because so many souls go to hell as they have no one to pray for them. Our Lady also said, "In the last month, in October, I shall perform a miracle so that all may believe." Our Lady told Lucia that the miracle of the Son would have been greater if the children had not been arrested by the authorities, reminding all of us that all our actions, both good and bad, have consequences. Today, August 20th, occurs during the octave of the Blessed Virgin Mary, which began on the 15th of August, the Feast of the Assumption, which we celebrated this week, and ends August 22nd, the Feast of the Queenship of Our Lady, also known as the Coronation. The dogma of the Assumption was solemnly proclaimed a dogma of the faith by Pope Pius XII on November the 1st, 1950, in an apostolic constitution entitled Munificitimus Deus. The dogma of the Assumption was stated this way by Pius XII. It is a dogma revealed by God in the Immaculate Mother of God, Mary ever Virgin, when the course of her earthly life was finished, was taken up, body and soul, into the glory of heaven. It was also Pope Pius XII in 1946 who crowned Our Lady of Fatima, King of the world, Queen of the world. The Queenship of Mary is very strongly associated with the dogma of Our Lady's Assumption into heaven. In 1954, which had been declared a Marian year in honor of the 100th anniversary of the pronouncement of the dogma of the Immaculate Conception, Pope Pius XII, on October 11th, the feast of the Divine Maternity of the Blessed Virgin Mary, would release the encyclical titled Ad Caeli Reginam, proclaiming the Queenship of Mary. Catholic tradition holds that Mary, the Mother of God, was assumed into heaven at the end of her earthly life and crowned as Queen of both heaven and earth to reign alongside her Son, the King. This is why there are two events in Mary's life are side by side in the glorious mysteries of the Holy Rosary. Let us never forget the warnings of our Blessed Mother given to us at Fatima and respond to her request to arm ourselves with the Rosary and the scapular to save ourselves from the threat of atheistic communism and self-destruction before it's too late. I would now like to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Father Elias Gamboriko. He is an accomplished teacher, counselor, religious missionary Catholic priest in the Congregation of Apostles of Jesus for Africa and the world. He is the author of several publications. Father Elias has been honored as a diversity champion for guiding veterans, child soldiers, and refugees, providing resources to overlooked populations, performing outreach across organizational and international cultures in North America, South America, Africa, Asia, and Europe, and he even speaks 7 languages. His credentials are far too numerous to mention. I would like to now introduce to you Father Elias Gamboriko.
Good morning.
Good morning, Father.
How are we?
Great.
We are grateful, and we are grateful for the 3 little children. We have seen the video. We have seen how they are strongly firm in responding to all the judges, call them governor, lawyers, police, in the jail. They were committed to prayer. Nobody scared them in faith. And so the theme we are going to be reflecting on today is how to accept God's will when things do not go our way. Sometimes we want God to conform to our will. The opposite. The opposite. You see, the little children are far much better. They are conforming to our Mother Mary, to the message they were given at Fatima. And the world today, the contemporary world, is full of frustration, sickness, misery, suffering, diseases, and death. Many problems. And in our time, we have the famous coronavirus. Made where? They say in Wuhan, who made them? Is that sickness natural? Where's the answer? Neither you or me have the answer, but God knows. Bad things happen to all, including us Christians. The sovereignty of God provides him with the ability to rule over all his creation. Why? Because the creation is God's making. It's not you and me who make the world. It's God. God has a purpose and a plan for you and for me. He has a plan for you and for me. That's why He created us. We did not create ourselves. It's God who created you and me. And so He has a plan for each and every one of us. A unique one. His plan for you is unique for you. His plan for me is unique for me. I cannot contradict the plan of God for me according to my own plans and desires and evil inclinations. Can be inclination of the flesh, can be inclination of any type. And so people should accept God's will despite their expectation. What we expect is not necessarily what God has planned for you. It may be that's what God has planned for you. August is very significant month of faith, drawing relevance from the kidnapping of the Fatima kids on August 13, 1917. We have seen it. The Assumption of Mary on August 15, the miracle of the sun on August 15, and survival of the Jesuit priest after the August 6, 1945, which we have seen in the video. So these are what Mary talked about. This is what was foreseen. And all this happened to human beings of their day. And in Egypt, what happened? In Egypt, we have the Freemasonry. That's where it started. In Egypt, began with Euclid in Egypt, and came to England as in the reign of King Atelestan in 1924 to 924 to 939. The rites inside the temple are at the same level spiritual. And though they are not religion, Freemasonry is not religion. It's a religion by itself. Why? Because the group was organized. It was organized in 1717. And its members adopted the radical presumption that men of different faith can agree on God's existence. How do you and me sit down and agree that God exists? And so we should do things which we want. And it's also encourage other Catholics, other denominations to come to us. How? Excluding the Bible, excluding Jesus, excluding Mary, and say we are brothers and sisters, we can decide on what we want. How? We did not create ourselves. It's God who made us. So we cannot sit down and say now, oh, there is God outside the Bible, outside Mary, outside Jesus. And so in 1718, the Catholics were prohibited from Freemasonry. Catholics' doctrine do not align with Masonic rituals and principles. Freemasonry is a men-only organization that incorporates characters from different religion, ethnic, social background in sharing a belief in God's fatherhood and humanity's brotherhood. So people came together and decided on what they want to do, excluding the rosary, no reading the Bible, no Jesus, nothing to do with the scriptures. But they pick some good things. You go to the temple, there are spiritual things there. You think that is a religion. So it is amalgamation of different spiritual things they pretend to believe in for their sect. They focus on unbiblical and anti-Christian beliefs and practices that the Bible proclaims to be sinful. So for them, the Bible, what the Bible tells us is sinful. It's not okay. So we throw it away. That's Freemasonry. You know your history better. If you make research on countries which was built on Christianity or on faith, you will come to see that the United States was not built on Christianity. Is it true? Do you know this? The United States was not built on Christianity. Never. So it was built on what? Huh? Free? It was built on what? You don't know? You are Americans, no? Catholics. Do you know the countries which were built on Christian values? America is not. Costa Rica, yes. You can name a few of them. America was built on freedom from religion. That's why staunch Catholic Christians and all Christian denominations in America brought up this theory of freedom of religion. So free from religion and freedom of religion came about. Few people believed in 1700 in the United States. So United States not built on religion, but on free. It was to be made a free country out of religion. So very close to Freemasonry. It promotes idolatry, since it conflicts that Jesus Christ's gospel is not true. Freemasonry. And they omit Jesus when applying biblical texts in their rituals. It involves universalism. Freemasonry. involve universalism through inconsistent doctrines that all people will be saved. So this is their doctrine. All of us will be saved. Nobody will be excluded. No matter we have the Mass, we have the prayer, we have the Rosary, we have every spiritual thing, all of us will be saved. All of us the same. That's Freemasonry. So it's misleading. That's why Catholics are not allowed to join them. Therefore, people should refrain from Freemasonry as it is incompatible with the principle of Christianity. Today, the lives and testimonies we have seen from Francisco, Lucia, and Jacinta portray the significance of faith. On the first Marian apparition in Fatima, she requests the kids, as we have heard and as we have seen the video, to visit, cover the iris on the 13th of every month for 6 months, to which the kids were devoted. She told them that they would suffer but would eventually go to heaven. We have seen them, how they are suffering. That's the promise Mary made to them. Despite the promise to suffer, the kids remained committed to praying the Rosary for the sinners and never thought to eliminate the predicaments. They accepted God's will and lived a faith and prayerfully life. Before their fourth visit, they were kidnapped. As we have seen, they were kidnapped and prevented them from their appointment, stopped the widespread of discussion about the Marian apparition. The ruler of that time, they wanted them to reveal the secret. They were terrorized, as we have seen, but they refused. Because the Virgin Mary, when they visit her, she told them about the end of World War I and the start of World War II and the persecution of Christians. These are what happened, what he told them, the little children. The children were interrogated, as we have seen in the video. They were interrogated, jailed with the Mary prisoners, as we have seen, and they were scared, but never revealed the secret. They prefer to die. Can you believe these small children? They prefer to die. But in our world today, if we are scared, we give up. We are scared, we give up. That's why most of our priests, give up easily. When the Pope said, the Bishop said, don't say this. Accommodate these people. Accommodate sin. Accommodate abortionists. Accommodate gay people. Who said? The Pope. Through the bishops. When simple priests try to talk about it, they tell you are suspended, or you are removed, or you cannot function as a priest no more. But these small children, do bishops, priests, and the Pope listen or see this video we've seen? They were convinced. But what about you and me who are big adults? We are big adults. We have enjoyed life. Why are we not convinced? And these children, they were convinced. They did not enjoy life. They got the faith. They hanged on to it. They did the right thing. But then we are here through our bishops, through the dioceses, archbishops call them, as Catholics who recite the rosary, who have the mass, who have everything to do with the genuine spirituality. Give up. Give up. When the Episcopal Conference bishops of the United States failed about the abortion thing in the United States, and I heard it, I said now the Catholic Church is down. They have no voice because some Catholic bishops in the United States, you know better, are divided, no? Some are genuine Catholic archbishops and bishops. Some are fake because they receive money from the government. They have money from the politicians. So they are more politically minded than spiritual leaders. And they have all these millions, billions, spending it on cover-ups, paying for the mess. Some of the priests, bishops are doing to poor Christians. Contradiction. If you are a priest and you say this, they say, oh, you are suspended. Or you cannot function. Or you are removed from the parish. Why? 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 You get the money in the name of the church, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Mary, in the name of God the Father and the Son, to help the poor people, to build the church, to do all the things. Poor people who have a little money, bring it here in the basket, and then me as a bishop or a priest or archbishop use it for cover-up. Really? Our Mother Mary, Jesus, is weeping, literally weeping. Me as a priest, as a religious, as other priests in the dioceses, we don't follow celibacy. You read on newspapers, you read somewhere, the priests are also gay. Priest and priest. Some archdioceses in the United States, same rectory, a priest married a priest. Really? Are we serious? All the things cover up to him. Use the money. But God is blessing this land and has blessed it. Bring all these people together in the United States to form it as a nation, one people under God, but then it is only for some on the lips, but not in the heart. Discrepancies between words and action. between faith and false pretense. And so the example we have had today and have seen with these kids, Mary talked to them at Fatima. They got the faith, practice it. Pray the rosary every day. Read the Bible. Some people have no time for praying the rosary. But yet these kids pray the rosary. Many miracles happen. The Hiroshima incident, it happened, and it's real. The priests there, the Jesuits, who witnessed the bomb and the church there destroyed, but we have seen the church was not completely, and also the house of the Jesuit priests was not completely shattered. Our Mother Mary protected them and those priests. Why? The rosary. Because not only the rosary. One thing is to say the rosary. Another thing is to believe in the rosary and practice what our Mother Mary told the little children to proclaim. Why? Because these little children, they did not want their desire to go on. Then practicing the desire of Mary in what she told them to do. They could have said, oh, we are little children, we don't want to die now. We tell whatever Mary said, the secret, and we don't even recite the rosary. We don't pray for people, for sinners. They could have said so. But they said, no, we obey that. We are little children. Our future is not in this world. It belongs to Mary, our Mother in heaven. Kept on to it. But some of us in our time today, our future, for some of us, is in the bank. Is in the bank, is our wealth, our money. I don't want to die. I have my money, can treat me. It's mine. But then God is saying, my poor children, they don't know that these blessings I've blessed you with is for you to take care of the others. Is for you to utilize it as a means to go to heaven. It's not yours to cling on it that is my money, I work for it. I have to eat it alone. I have to use it for anything evil. No. God gave these little children life to make use of it. And so, they were not like some of us in the world today are sacramentally blinded by the wealth we have, by ourselves, by whatever we cling to. It blindfolds us. We have to see God beyond it. So we are spiritually blinded by wealth. You may call it the Pope or Bishop or priest or whatever it is. All of us. That's why we have many scandals. Because we don't see God beyond what we are and what we have. We only see the money here. The bishops will see the money here, the government give us this money. I cannot go against abortion. I need the government give me this money. I'm the archbishop, I'm the bishop. So sacramentally blindfolded by the money thing, and then forget about spiritual matters. Because spiritual matters takes to heaven. People in Africa is poor, but go there today on Sundays, as I told you in the Mass, they are ready to sit for hours to listen to the Word of God. They don't take coffee, no tea, nothing, no cookies, nothing. They walk for miles and miles. Why? Because they are convinced in the sacraments. Yeah, just like these little children. Mary told them and they were convinced right away. No going back. They threatened them. They called this little Francisco, this little tiny boy. Oh God, oh Jesus. They caught him, he's shaking like this. Tell the truth. You know, we want to pray the rosary. Oh my goodness. That's the faith. That's the faith. They did not cover up like our priests, bishops do, or some of our Christians, wealthy people. They did not. In the prison they were reciting the rosary. Reciting the rosary, they did not say, oh, we have no time. You see how, like nowadays, people don't want the Mass to go long. Oh, Father, you have to be quick because I'm going to the office. Oh, Father, the Mass is... You go to a parish, as a father, make sure your homily is 5 minutes. Really? Are you joking? You call me for Mass? 5 minutes? The whole of the day, 5 minutes for God? Jesus Christ. In the United States, 5-minute homily, Mass, 30 minutes. Why did you call me for Mass? If you have no time for God, don't go to God. Go for your own business. You must have time, and God cannot save you without you. Because you have free will. You have a free will. And your free will must conform to the will of God the Father always. So your will is here, God's will is above yours, because He's your creator. You can do all your planning. Like yesterday, I planned to be here at 8. I planned to be here at 8 p.m. That was my calculation. Then reaching the airport, oh, the plane is delayed 30 minutes. Oh, Jesus Christ. But I'm to be here for Mass at 8. That's your plan, Elias. But my plan for you is to be here at 1 o'clock in the morning. So what do? Like the apostles, can I ask Jesus to bring down fire on the plane and burn it? The apostles asked Jesus when he was refused in one home. They said, Lord, give us permission to call from heaven fire to burn this house, because they don't accept you. Jesus told them what? Jesus told them what? The Bible, you don't read the Bible? Jesus told them, no. Don't ask fire from heaven to burn these people. Don't worry, that belongs to God the Father. Simple. Just like you, some of us bitter. Because what's happening? How did the Bishop of the United States allow the government to legalize abortion? Why? USPS, why? Why? Can we call down fire on them to be burned? Jesus will say, no, God has the answer. Because one day we are going to be judged. One by one, by one, by one. You will not say, oh, this pastor told me everything. No. You. What was your conviction? Like those little children at Fatima. They were convinced. Their father, their mother. They could not say, oh, we can tell the secret. My father said, no. Our mother Mary, convinced. That's what they did. So, play the rosary. Mother Teresa of Calcutta said to our novices, her sisters, my dear sisters, try to do something good for God. You know Mother Teresa, no? She said, my dear sisters, I beg you, try to do something good for God. Do it with what you have. Do it with your life. Do it always. Do it in small ways. Do it with what you have, even if it is very small, but with much love. She tells our sisters, can you believe? So the Bible does not tell you to feed the whole world, does it? Does the Bible say feed the world? You alone. But it tells you to help your neighbor. Help your neighbor. You cannot feed the whole world. Help your neighbor. Just one neighbor. Help one person. Don't feed the whole world. You can't. Help one person. Do what you have. Even if it's little, utilize it for God. God will bless you. God will bless you. Clothe the naked. Did he tell you to clothe the whole people in the world? Me too, he didn't tell me you have to dress everybody in the world. One person, dress that person, just one. One person. But you find that people are just sacramentally blinded, caught up in, they call it first world, which doesn't even exist. In the mind of God, no first, second, third, or fifth. There is only one world. God created one world, yeah? Yeah. Whereby we have to live as brother and sister. Not as this color, this enemy, this what. No. One world. Our Mary tells the children, pray for the world, the conversion of the world. Pray the rosary for one sinner. People go to hell because nobody's praying for them. She said, nobody's praying. People are caught up in the material world. Material world. Addiction to materialism. Some closet full of clothes. Some with 100 pair of shoes, one person. Can you believe that? 100 pairs of shoes. And some of us have nothing. We walk on foot. You have 100 pair of shoes, and I walk on foot. You cannot give me one? No. Some people have billions, millions. They talk of Bill Gates. They have all this money. Feed the hungry person. But then, you say all these billions have to use it for doing evil? No. The little kids did what Mary said. They did not cling to their plans. Did things go well for them? No. They were tortured. But they cling to the word Mary told them. They did not give up. They did not say, everything must go our way. No. The will of God. Everything must go to the way of God, not my way, not my plans. I can die even now. My plans is to be here and then I go back on Monday. That's my plan. Will I go back on Monday? I don't know. It's God, but this is my plan, really. This is my plan. You see? I am a human being. You are a human being. It's okay. But St. Paul is telling all of us, we have to live now. Not tomorrow. Now. Our calculations for tomorrow, we don't know. God knows it. And so what I have now, I have to utilize this time to purify myself with prayer. And the rest, I leave to the hands of God. So if I don't pray, and God calls me in 5 minutes, am I prepared? No. I'm not prepared. Some people say, okay, I will write a will. It's good. If I die, my money, take to the church, they pray for me. Is it true? Are you buying God? Are you buying God, or you're just trying to please yourself? God does not need your money. Use your money now, you are living. Use it now. You don't really wait that I die. Then they can use my money to pray for me. Some people literally don't. They keep all this money, put in the will there, give to this Catholic church. They pray for me. They never give something to the poor. Really? Are you serious? When you are living, why don't you use part of the money for the poor? You are living, you are 100 years old. Still you cannot give a hand to the poor. and you have the money, you put in the will, if you are there, use this for the church. You never go to church. You never help the poor. You never read the Bible. And life, there are only 4 things. We are born, we grow old, we fall sick, and we die. Very easy, no? Very easy. Not for you, for me. I know I was born, it's fine, thanks be to God. I'm growing old, He's good. I will fall sick, thanks be to God, and die. I go to heaven. Period. Will I go with the money? No. Will I go with this shirt? No. I was born naked. I will go to heaven naked. Thanks be to God. That's good. So the Catholic faith and theology is very systematic and simple, down to earth. So you don't need to disturb your mind like these children. And then you don't disturb their mind, thinking of this, asking this, no. Little kids, pray the rosary, tell the world, I am here, interceding for you. But you have to use your free will. I'm not commanding you. Pray the rosary. Mary told them. They have the scapular. That's what they did. Very simple theology. And those kids are far, much better than some of us today. Those kids, far, much better than us today. And so we have a lesson to learn from them. And thanks be to God that all of you here now are committed to preaching about Mary and about the apparition in Fatima and the message of our beloved Mother Mary, and much more reciting the Rosary in your homes as a family and encouraging others to do the same. Why? Because we don't want to keep quiet. The kids never kept quiet. They prayed even in the prison. No shy, no shame in trying to go to heaven. No shame from your faith. Some people, some of us Catholics, I go to the church, I pray the Mass, I go to the restaurants sometimes, and then before the water or anything, in the restaurant, some look at like that. Some Catholics, they go to the restaurant, they look like this, they feel shy, they don't want to say the prayer before meal and after the meal. Why? People will be scandalized. Are you serious? You do away with your faith to please others? No. You cannot. You are not a fake Catholic. I am a Catholic. Outside, I am a Catholic too. You see? A priest, I don't know what to call it, because I'm going to fly. I just put my jeans. I go like common people. Why? You don't want to Buddhists, that's when you go molesting children, committing sins. And tomorrow you put call I am a priest. Show off, bad. God does not like that. Show yourself, I'm a sister, I'm a priest. My color people, okay. The military, when they go to war, they put on their uniform. So these children have their rosary, scapula, yeah. The prison, all of them, they were not put in the prison, they put in the pocket. They said, hey, Mary, full grade. They took them away. I like that. See? Children. But for us, put in hiding. And the Muslims, they will never have that faith. The Muslims, are they better than us? No. No. And so we have to be committed to our faith and to the what our Mother Mary told the children, and learn from the example of the priests from Hiroshima who prayed the rosary in their homes, and the bombs, nuclear bombs, did not destroy them, not even the radiation. You see how powerful the rosary is, and how powerful our Mother is interceding for you and me in heaven. Why? Because this is close to God. She went to heaven, body and soul. Yeah. All the mysteries we are going to recite here, joyful, sorrowful, all these mysteries around Mary must teach us lessons. Lessons. And much more to read about Mary and to read about Jesus and Joseph. If you go to Egypt, there is a well in Cairo. I was there last May, where Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, it's near the Mediterranean. On the side of the Mediterranean, they prayed. The Mediterranean Sea is salty. So where they stayed on the side of the sea, Mary, Jesus, and Joseph, they prayed. And then a well came from underground, shooting up water, fresh, no salt. No salt, just here in Cairo. I was there last May. I went there, they built a church.